Damien Schkeleken. Number 4, Lorenzo Kalkoven. Number 6, Jerome.
It's the Netherlands and Ireland who are going at the, for the third game of match day 3. An important game, this one, particularly for Ireland, who got themselves a point yesterday.
For Ireland, we have number 1, Sean Daly. Number 2,
teams walking out,
number 4,
and we'll shortly hear the
number 5,
anthems for both the Netherlands and Ireland.
Number 6, Ryan Nolan. Number 7, James Bateman. Number 9, Jack O'Sullivan. And now, if you are able to, please rise for the national anthems. This is the Irish national anthem. Now for the Dutch national anthem.
A huge game this. The Netherlands off the back of a win yesterday. Ireland from a galvanising point against Scotland. Huge game, and two passionate fan bases are out in force again. Which of these two teams will rise to the occasion? As we go to the lineups of the two teams. We'll start with the Netherlands, who are unchanged from that win over Germany yesterday. In goal, Damien Schkeleken is number 16. Number 4, Lorenzo Kalkoven. Number 5, Joachim Kintz. Number 6, Jeroen Scheitert. Number 7, Jeroen Saat. Number 10, Bruno Hook. 12, Sem van Helden. Strong Netherlands team about to go at it again. So the Netherlands are unchanged. The same is not true for the Irish, who make a fair multitude of changes. There's 3 of them all told. Out drop Dylan Sheridan, Joe Markey and Warren Morrissey. Into the starting 7 comes Carl McKee, Darren Martin and Jack O'Sullivan. That's 7 as follows. Number 1, Sean Daly in goal. 2 is Connor Halpin, to start in as many days. 4, Carl McKee. 5, Darren Martin. 6, Ryan Nolan. 7, James Bateman. And 9 is Jack O'Sullivan. The respective team substitutes: Kevin Janssen, Vessel Doran, Michael Farson, Malik Dela Cruz Victoria, Ted Grass and Harm Panaman for the Netherlands. And for Ireland, it's Joe Markey, Mark McGrath, Warren Morrissey, Will Carr, Matthew Orton, Jake Hannon and Dylan Sheridan. Almost all in readiness. Ireland in photo formation. And the Netherlands something different. I think they're playing a bit of a 2-3-1 formation instead. Your own starts off the back of a brace yesterday to kick us off. Our referee is Englishman Scott Henry, the man from the northeast of England at that. A couple of balls right on the line, the touch line that is. The Netherlands with an opportunity to get themselves where they want to be and inside the top two. Win here will book the passage for Ireland. The point yesterday could be a really important one, particularly given Germany's fight back early today from 2-0 down to win the game by 6-2. So much riding on every kick of the ball in this next hour, and we're glad you're along with the ride with us. Here go the Netherlands. There was Kintz. It's over for your own start. Across Kalkerven! Would have been the dream opening for the Dutch. Steven Lokhoff has built his teams to play some really pretty football. That's what Dutch national teams have done for a long time in just about any discipline. And the seven-a-side cerebral palsy team showing that as well. Hook looking for Van Helden, almost broke for Jeroen Saert. Scheiter, the captain, stepping in, shooting, looking for the corner, and behind all the way for a goal kick. Fair crowding again. The Irish fans usually watching every kick of the football, and the nerves ride sky high with them too. That was the case yesterday. Here's Darren Martin, a fan favourite with that Irish support. Kalkerven taking it away from the young Bateman. 7 goals at the World Cup for Lorenzo Kalkerven, and that was still equal second in the Netherlands tally. Level with Hook and behind Van Helden. Kalkerven gets it back, palmed away by Daly into a really dangerous spot. There was plenty in white and green around the ball to help it away and to help out Sean Daly in between the posts. It's good to see Sean Daly string a couple of starts together. Missing all but one game at the World Cup. A broken arm. Bruno Hook to take the corner. It's low and snuffed out by Nolan, who was great yesterday for Ireland. Got the Irish opener, rolls it down the line for Bateman, who was shown down the line by Van Helden. It's kept in smartly and eventually helped away. Awesome by James Bateman down the right. Forcing Damien Skellikens into a bit of action. Halpin made his first Irish start yesterday. Great moment for a man who played every game as a sub in the most recent Men's World Cup. Kalkerven to roll it in. Saert to prod it on. Bruno Hook tried to move it on towards Jeroen Saert, and it was well played by Nolan to get in the way. For McKee. Daly in the red-pink kit. Irish popping it around here. Bateman. Central for Bruno Hook. Who moves it on your own side. And Van Helden trying to find some space. He struggled in that regard, but didn't. In winning it back, he was sent sprawling, and he'll win the free kick for the Dutch. Bruno Hook over the dead ball here for the Netherlands. Scored in a recent friendly against England in May. Hook, Cal Curban. Central for Sam Van Helden. Van Helden to shoot! Tough one for Daly to corral. It bounced in front of him and he did well to push that one away. One of the 10 of the 14 through the CP Development Academy in Dublin. Of course, the mascots were from there yesterday. Great experience for them. 4 AM flight, and they got to watch their national team in action. A proud moment for all involved. A few tired kids today, though. Cal Curban. And you're on start. Outside of the foot, shouts for a hand, but there was no obstruction in there. The man from Dublin riding the challenge. Swooping in and getting to the ball, O'Sullivan. Skip away from Cal Curban, who did well. To the applause of those of a green and white persuasion. The boys in green up to the challenge at the moment against one of the very best teams in the world. And perhaps one of the tournament favourites. The pass was a poor one though from McKee. Intended for Halpin, but it was Van Helden who got in. Hook. Options left and right if he can find one. He's well watched by Darren Martin, who he sidesteps. The shot was heading on its way in probably if Sart would have left it alone. And in the end, it can't work out for the Netherlands. It wasn't a bad effort. If not heading in, it was least on target for Sean Daly to try and save. He'd have been grateful that he didn't have to in the end. The Women's Intercontinental Cup starts tomorrow, so we'll have 2 tournaments running concurrently. Good to see our commentator Jude Aston arrive today. He'll be taking you through all of those. Van Helden left a little bit on Ryan Nolan and fouled him. Of course, all games live from both competitions on the IFCPF YouTube channel. You can keep across everything as well on the IFCPF socials. The follower base for which is rapidly growing, which is a good sign. A new rebrand announced today. The first game between England and Northern Ireland, and in my opinion, it looks very, very good. So have a look at it if you haven't already. It's out of play off Van Helden for an Ireland throw. The man from Dublin, Carl McKee, is by far and away the most represented county in the team. Carl McKee, Jake Hannon, Dylan Sheridan, Darren Martin, Connor Halpin, all from there. It's only the one county other than Dublin that has multiple players representing it. And then it's County Meath with Mark McGrath and Matt Orton both from there. Well played by Nolan, away from the attentions of Cal Curvin. Bateman gave it in back, O'Sullivan round the corner. And this is the stuff we're used to seeing from Irish teams in this game. Really sparkling stuff. Moving for Hook towards the Netherlands left. Shown down the left, outside of the foot. That is glorious. Wasn't afforded much space, but took all he was given. And the exclamation mark was exquisite from Bruno Hook. It's his first at the tournament. And the Dutch break the deadlock. Continuing on where he left off from Spain in November. And the repertoire of Bruno Hook is becoming rather impressive every time he puts on a Netherlands shirt. Here is the goal scorer. Hook trying to meander away from Bateman, who wasn't letting him do that easy. He slid in and fouled him. And the 17-year-old James Bateman, a man born in 2008, showing composure well beyond his rather young years. And from Denishkig and Care Park AFC. And from Tipperary. He has shown some good signs in his, so far, short stint with the Irish cerebral palsy men's national team. As has this man, Conor Halpin. Away from Calkerven and then Van Helden, at least for now. Calkerven watched on as Van Helden got back on terms. Sart. He's robbed of it by his opposite number 7 in Bateman, who is rather committed when the ball is near him in a defensive sense. Nolan needs some support and has to go a fair way back to find it, or won't even get to Halpin, who then tried to put a challenge in. Hook got away by him. Bruno Hook. Halpin did well to make sure there was no space for Bruno Hook, because we've already seen what he can do with very little space. And well played by O'Sullivan to force Calkerven all the way back to Skellikens, and the Netherlands can keep it. With a roulette. Quite often fleet of foot. And it was shown there. No Sullivan on his back. Sart, central. Skyter. This is what Netherlands teams have become. Sides who can play with a lot of the ball. We saw it in certain instances of the World Cup, they can play on the counter against teams they're favoured to lose to, as Hook tried the shot from distance. It was well claimed by Daly. Ireland are a team that, in their history, in the IFCPF history at least, they've had a good record against the Netherlands. Since 2015, they've played 4 times in IFCPF competition, including twice at the 2018 Euros. The Irish won them both. 2-1 in the bronze medal match 2. Goal to Aaron Sear and a Dan Dickon own goal. Cal Curvin. Helping for company of Ireland. Van Helden, lateral. 1-2 was the attempt from Jochen Kintz, which is a tactic that the Netherlands quite often use in build-up play. Didn't work for him. Was good there in a corner. He couldn't keep the ball in play for O'Sullivan. So he tried to work something out down the line. We're just past the midway point of the half, and the heat policy is in operation here. So a drinks break for both sets of players. And the scoreline will tell you that the Netherlands should be happy with the way this is going, given that they're 1-0 up. But I don't think Mick Doyle, the Irish coach, will mind this too much. They've played some good stuff. They've kept a fair bit of the ball, considering who they're playing against. And when they have had it, they've threatened. If you've just tuned in this split second and are wondering what's going on, the heat policy is in action here, meaning in and around the midway points of the half, there is a drinks break for both teams. We saw this earlier today, and I'm seeing it today again. It's been quite a hot week here in Loughborough, particularly on the first Friday of the tournament, when England played Northern Ireland. It had cooled down by kickoff, but earlier on in the day it was quite hot. And if I'm breaking the fourth wall for you, that was my first full day in Loughborough after getting off a 24-hour plane journey from Melbourne. So it was a little bit interesting, but we made it through that day and a couple of others following, and we're back underway here. Oh, helping! Fraught with danger as he went back to Daly. Sart was ready to swoop and almost did. Skeiter on halfway forward towards Hook, who couldn't benefit from the ricochet. Now, it was Northern Ireland in the last game that probably should have conceded from something similar, and now it's Ireland who almost got caught themselves. There are football purists who are hating this. I want to see the ball played long. That's not the way the game's played everywhere anymore. Sart, Hook, first time ball, Van Helden, edge of the box. Oh my goodness. He's passed that into the corner. And from Tedin Salau, he's got one now in Loughborough to get himself going at the Euros in 2025. And he made it look oh so easy. He was helped out by a great team move. It was finished off with a level of ease. Almost a level of arrogance, as if to say, yes, this is exactly what I can do. He's confident when he's at his very best. Sam van Helden, he's just shown it. 2-0 Netherlands. Here for Ireland. So here goes Bruno Hook again. The Netherlands after a third, right-footed, good save. And cleared off the line, Van Helden. Had the shot on goal that was blocked by Connor Halpin. It's a whistle anyway, so it might not have counted. Ireland will restart the game with a free kick. The Irish players were frustrated there at the initial non-call. As Bateman was receiving the ball, it was eventually given a free kick by our referee Scott Henry for the second infringement. The Netherlands going in transition again. It was Hook to Jeroen Saad, across to Van Helden, he's got a brace. Super Sam at it again. And there is a lot of work for Ireland to do. The Netherlands number 12 is making a statement, and so are the rest of his team. Goals number 5 and 6 at the Euros for Sam van Helden all time. He got 4 of them in 2023. And he's now got 2 in this game and as such in the tournament. And after some rip-roaring games yesterday, we've seen about 1.5 that have been really one-sided. Cal Curvin. The Dutch want more. A good stop by Daly. Well, they've been heading in. Probably unlikely, but Daly wants to make sure. Hook, twisting, turning, and forcing a parrying response from Daly. He's able to beat that one away. Play by Bateman, up and over halfway with his header. O'Sullivan fought hard with his press and with his tackle. In the end, he disappeared through to Skelikans. And Helden away from O'Sullivan. Kevin, first time spilled by Daly. And Jeroen Saad was presented with an opportunity he didn't think he'd have. And in the end, couldn't keep it down. Away. Sam van Helden, by the way, with his couple of goals, is starting to make his way up the all-time European Championships goal-scoring charts. He's still got a couple of Dutch players ahead of him. Jeroen Skytert's got 8. And Jeroen Saert has 12 after 2 against the Germans yesterday. Clearance blocked. Saert is there at the edge of the box. Elected not to shoot. And it was flicked on by Sven van Helden. And there is Jeroen Saert, who has his 3rd of the tournament. It is 13 all-time in the Euros for Jeroen Saert. And he's chasing down David Porcher, who leads the charts. He's got 16, and he's got to be watchful. Over his shoulder is the Netherlands' number 7. It's 4-0 to the Dutch in this one, approaching half-time. And a potential injury worry for Carl McKee, who was catapulted into the starting 7 today after entering yesterday's game from the bench. He'll make his way off, of course. The relatively new, in terms of football laws at least anyway, rule that if you get treatment you've got to go off. It's been known about for a few years for sure. Good sporting nature from those in the stands and also from the Netherlands players on the pitch, mind you, who applauded Carl McKee off. His time off will be more than the 30 seconds he would have had to serve had he been coming back on, because he won't be coming back on. His spot will be taken by Joe Markey. Captain is the sole representative from Monaghan in the team. He's been around a while. There's a reason why he's still running out in the green and white. He was part of the Paralympic team in 2016 for the Irish. His team are in a tough spot right now though. Helden is zipping it around on the synthetic here at Loughborough. Calkerven rolls short, might break for Calkerven. Van Helden taking over, that's blocked. Saert couldn't get it in front of him, the ball stayed behind him the whole time, which is not the most optimal thing when you're trying to shoot for goal. Short and eventually out of play. That's off Van Helden for a goal kick. What this means, of course, is that the Netherlands, barring the most insane of turnarounds, are going to have their passage booked into the second round inside the top 2. So their hopes of winning the tournament will stay alive. The Irish, it probably wouldn't have been a realistic goal to have the trophy head back with them. But it would be incredibly tough for them to progress if they are to end up losing here. Not impossible, mind you, but incredibly hard. Germany on the 3 points. Ireland on 1. Ireland would have to defeat Germany in the final round of group stage matches. she's absolutely not in the conversation for beyond the realms of possibility. Certainly could happen. Skellikens towards Bruno Hook. We tick towards the end of the 30. Sliding in fairly, Connor Halpin. Did well to recover. Fourth official Dario Rojas about to tell us how much added time we're going to have. As we were waiting for that, Sam Van Helden almost had another goal. It was a teasing ball from Cal Curvin towards the back stick. As we've got 3 minutes added time, indicated by Dario Rojas. A couple of injury stoppages.
Has announced
and
there will be 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes.
Of course, the water break too. Kalkoven back in. Forward towards Sarp, prodded clear by Markey to halfway, where Skeiter picks it up for the Dutch. Hook, clear of Martin. Kalkoven, it bobbles around inside the box. Hook with a wonderful turn! And that is almost beyond words. Utterly dazzling from Bruno Hook. And it's a fifth for the Dutch on the verge of the break. Mountain to climb. Maybe steeper than Everest for Ireland. Van Helden, Hook for 6. Lashed it in the near post. If you had any questions as to whether this Dutch team are in the conversation for tournament favouritism, they're elevating their status with every passing second. It's a free kick dealt with by Skellikens, whose throw might work. Probably wasn't intended for Sark, but he'll get there anyway. His ball back will ensure that the move forward doesn't work. And there's the half-time whistle. As dominant a half as maybe we've seen in the tournament so far. 6-0 is the Netherlands lead, and they're wonderful value for it. Sark, Van Helden and Hook have been super impressive. Ireland haven't really had a response for how good the Dutch have been. Here at Loughborough University, half-time through the third game of the day. It is the Netherlands 6, Ireland 0.
Can we hear some support
Welcome back then to Loughborough University. The Netherlands and Ireland are playing this one. 3 games yesterday, and there's going to be 4 today. We are halfway through the 3rd, with the Netherlands leading by 6-0, which you can see with a smashing graphic made by the media team here at Loughborough University. By the way, have been exceptional throughout this tournament, and I'm sure everybody watching on can agree as well. They've helped bring this tournament to life so far, and will continue to do so across the men's Euros and the women's Intercontinental Cup. So on their own canvas, they are doing things that you can't quite do in a classroom. And all of us at the IFCPF are very thankful for their very, very handy contributions to the show. The Netherlands have had plenty of contributors too, and they're about to get some new players on off the bench to add to that list. Malik de la Cruz, Victoria, and there'll be an international debut for Mikhail Fassen as well in the number 2. A little bit more on both of those gentlemen. Mikhail Fassen is a man from Venlo. He plays locally for FCV Venlo. It's his first senior international tournament and an international debut competitively for him too. That's not the case for Malik de la Cruz, Victoria, who has played now multiple World Cups. He was there in 2017 and also last year in Salau in 2024. So he is more senior and in age and in experience than Mikhail Fassen, but they are both fighting for the same cause this afternoon. For Ireland, it's not been a good afternoon so far as they reappear. The third change in there too, by the way. Kevin Janssen will relieve Damien Skellikens of his duties this afternoon. So a goalkeeping switch for the first time this tournament for the Dutch. And those 2 changes teased. In terms of the players coming on, we know the players coming off are about to be revealed. Joachim Kintz is one of them. What a great moment for Fassen. Who is quite a fair way younger than most of the people who usually operate around these parts of the university. Johan Skyterd is off too, by the way, for the Netherlands. Mikhail Fassen, one of the youngest players at this tournament, doesn't turn 17 until September. 16, excuse me. Born in 2009, he's 15 currently, so he turns 16 later this year. As we get ready for a suite of Irish changes too. See, I was about to underchange him. I was about to shortchange him of the credit he deserves. How dare I do that? Dylan Sheridan's coming on for the Irish. As is Warren Morrissey. And Jake Hannon will complete the triple switch. Darren Martin will have his place taken by Hannon. Sheridan, the Irish marksman, will come on for Jack O'Sullivan. Morrissey will enter the fray for the Irish number 7, James Bateman. So that one particularly is a like-for-like switch. Two players who can play wide and are very fleet of foot. Sheridan will add some attacking impetus to the team. And Hannon's a bit of an interesting one, hasn't played a whole lot, only played once at the Men's World Cup in Salau in November, so a little bit less sure about what he'll provide, but McDoyle very confident in his abilities, as are the rest of the coaching staff, who are ready to see him in action. Second half underway. The Netherlands are coasting at the moment. They'll have tougher assignments ahead of them, but they'd want to show what they're about in the second half. We've seen Spain be particularly ruthless earlier on today. Will the Netherlands play similarly in this second half? Morrissey's down the line and accidentally running the ball into touch. Heldon for Hook. Clattering in Markey. On from Nolan, looking for Sheridan. And for the first time really today, the Netherlands looks a little bit stretched. Didn't amount to anything in terms of a goal-scoring chance for the Irish, but at least some positive signs finally. Nolan outside of the foot. Sheridan would have been offside in 11-a-side football there, but that's not a rule in this game. Sheridan towards the byline, wanted a Irish player central, but there wasn't anyone there. It was only Sartre who could help away for the Dutch. Bruno Hook up and over halfway, started the enterprising play early and got himself a super goal to go with it. Couldn't add another one there. Sheridan out of the sky was deft. Back towards Nolan, and Hook was there, showing his defensive acumen, and the Janssen clearance was charged down then by Nolan, who is a little bit hurt following his great work in closing it down. It was on his haunches off the pitch and slightly out of your picture. How good was that endeavour though? It almost led to a goal for the Irish and a horrible moment for Kevin Janssen. Might well have bounced back off Janssen in the process, it did. And so it's a corner that from a Dutch point of view was entirely preventable and could have been avoided. It'll be swung in left-footed, didn't clear the front post. Calkervin was there to disrupt the delivery from Dylan Sheridan. Sartre trying to get on the end of it and couldn't quite. Touchline winning out. Marson communicating strongly with Bruno Hook, or it's probably the other way around, it's more a true statement. Hook giving some words to the youngster and trying to help him through an international competitive debut. Van Helden and Sartre. Wide for Farson. Hook. Spilled by Daly and behind. A couple of times that's happened now. Van Helden looking for a short corner option that was closed down by Hannon. Here's Bruno Hook. Farson back towards Hook, under hit. He got something on the ball, but couldn't keep it for as long as he wanted. Dylan Sheridan is there for Ireland and looking north. course, the sliding challenge from Bruno Hook, who, despite the 6-0 scoreline, is a little bit incensed with the rest of his team. The Irish team rather, have been much better this side of the break than before it. Which you might say is a little bit obvious considering they've conceded 6 before the break and none after it, but in terms of their general attacking play too. Given away sloppily from the Dutch, Morrissey. Markey, a little bit of space, looked like it was there for him, but it was quickly shut down, and away is Bruno Hook. Might turn into a 2-on-2 this, back the other way. De La Cruz Victoria was making the run, the pass was played behind him. And as such, any opportunity for the Dutch to look for a 7th, went with the relatively poor pass. We've got to be careful, and Sart was charging down, eyes whitened at the prospect of robbing Conor Halpin of the ball there. Switch from Nolan, not effective. Goal kick. Goal difference from a Netherlands point of view won't be relevant given the other scores gone by in the group. Unless, of course, Germany absolutely romp away past Scotland. Fouled there, by the way, is Hannon from Farson. The draw between Ireland and Scotland allows for that, really. It's very likely now that the Netherlands will top the group. They will certainly qualify with a win here. Markey. Hannon, first time, and a bad ball in. Curvin was there to sort it out though, and Van Helden is away down the right for the Dutch until Morrissey then stopped him and he was forced back. It's Bruno Hook, who's been at his brilliant best so far this afternoon. Cal Curvin, Van Helden in space, rolls it across, Sart sits a man down, and played it to Van Helden, who couldn't score at the doorstep. Towards Van Helden. Out of play. By your own Sart, who won it back. Van Helden, De La Cruz Victoria. How lovely was that? Sart with the finishing touch. That was like clockwork. At times, the Netherlands are playing round Ireland as if those in white are like ghosts and not there. Seven zip, and the Netherlands will be in the top two and through. They will be, the Netherlands, the first team to absolutely have their passage inside the top two of a group secured. Spain are almost there with 4 points. But there is a world where they could finish third, depending on how other results go. They could have their passage secured tonight after the England-Ukraine game, should the result go a certain way. Sartre unable to get there. Spain with the 4 points, England have 3. Ukraine have none, but of course we've got 2 games left to play, so it could get to 6. And England could get to 6 themselves. Hook. Van Helden arcs it back. Your own Sartre. De La Cruz Victoria. And Bruno Hook again, off the post. Sartre for 8. Good stop by Daly, once and twice. He was called into action and he did well both times. Free kick on the way here for Ireland. Chance for Hannon, who was well watched by Michiel Farsen, and scampering away is Bruno Hook. Van Helden, Sartre, back post, De La Cruz Victoria, almost finishes off a beautiful team move. Van Helden to pick up the pieces, he can't slalom his way through a couple of Ireland defenders. They are raising eyebrows for everybody who is laying eyes on this team, the Netherlands here. Farsen, Van Helden on the turn. Goal kick is the call from the officials. Sartre in space, Hook up to join him, and back Ryan Nolan, who after he played it was clipped. Bruno Hook slightly late, without any intention of playing the man, he did. And we are going to have a double change for the Dutch here. Jeroen Sartre has earned a rest. Tjur van der Wiel will come on for his second international appearance in a competitive sense. And Wessel Doordan will replace Lorenzo Kalkerven. Made 3 appearances at the Euros last time around, Wessel Doordan. Team that finished 5th after finishing 3rd in their group. In Italy, as Marquis fouled. Farsen didn't agree. Check of the watch from Scott Henry. Maybe waiting for a potential drinks break, but before that we will have a switch. And a great moment here for Matthew Wharton. International debut coming for him. Another one born in 2008. 17 years of age. Reached that age in May. Part of the young core that the Irish are trying to bring through here. Part of a squad that went with the CP Development Academy to Warwick, which isn't too far from here, in March of last year. And the whistle will be blown again, this time for a drinks break. Tell you what, Matthew Orton at this rate will be thinking that international football's rather easy. He goes on for 10 seconds and he jogs off and has a drink again. Imagine having a drink every 10 seconds. It's not quite how it works. There might be a few who are raising their eyebrows at the fact that we're having drinks at 21 degrees Celsius. The heat policy's in place for a reason. And those who come from warmer climates might have a word or two, but the Irish players certainly don't. So, if not for anyone else, but for them, it works. And it does break a little bit of the Dutch momentum too, which I'm sure they'll take. I promise you I won't make this point every time. In fact, I can't promise that, but I won't. Tell you what, Jude won't make the point if there's drinks break in any of the women's games, given he's from down the road. Hook, Farson, across the face. Was probably the intention, it went a bit further back than he might have hoped. Stuart Vanderveel doing the corralling, not giving any space to Warren Morrissey. Whistle and a free kick for Ireland, who have been miles better in this second half. Might say that the Netherlands have taken the foot off the pedal, given that the 3 points are sewn up for sure. But two things can be true at the same time, I suppose. Hook from range. Quite a fair way off target in the end. Superb control from Orton. His first touch of the ball really since coming on. Sheridan might well be in. Dylan Sheridan could stop Janssen. First save he's had to make since coming on earlier in the game. And it was a really, really good one to thwart the hopes of Dylan Sheridan of getting Ireland consolation. Hook, 3-on-2, might be the scenario here. Stuart Vanderveel didn't quite get the ball he was hoping for. Hook might get the second chance to give it back to him, and he does. Hook, Van Helden, Vanderveel, heavy touch, let him down. Orton on the turn. Hasn't he shown a little bit? Showed too much then to Farson. Markey and Orton, experience and youth linking up for the Irish here. He looks to play, Matthew Orton. There's been a few slight missteps in his opening few minutes, but that's to be expected. There's elements of his game that you'd struggle to coach to any player. Ball sent into Dordan and sorted out by Janssen. Van Helden, Hook, and Dela Cruz Victoria. And a couple of kicks of the football. Van Helden shown in field, he took that on. Hook. His pass stopped by Sheridan. As Sheridan takes it away from Van der Wiel, spotted Janssen off his line. That was a pretty easy catch in the end for the Dutch keeper. Hook, stride for stride with Marquis. Fizzed in, wobbled around a little bit there, and Ireland get it away. Van Helden, once more, tries to be a nuisance, and be a nuisance he is. Valiant effort from Sean Daly to try and keep it out. Got a hand to it, but I don't think you can be too critical of his efforts there. A sting on the shot that was too powerful for Daly to keep out. And Sam Van Helden is making quite the habit of this. Tell you what, there's plenty of keen observers of this game around the world. Maybe Ukrainian fans or Iranian fans. Teams who've kind of run the game for a fair while who won't be liking what the Netherlands are putting together. They're looking set to disrupt the hierarchy in this sport. Wondered yesterday whether a 2-0 win and the performance might have been slightly underwhelming. They got the job done yesterday. Good teams have to do that, but there's absolutely no question that they've been brilliant today. Hook. Back. Lifts one towards Dela Cruz Victoria. Marking the right spot. Parson tried the first time ball. You could read what he was trying to do, but didn't quite work. Van der Wiel, Hook, Farson on one more for Van Helden. Wanted to go down the inside right channel for the intelligent Bruno Hook. Away from Kilv. Parsons' pass was Janssen's clearance. Van Helden. Van der Wiel up to join him. First touch towards goal. We'll try and set one up. Van Helden will tap it in. Been impressive again, Sam Van Helden. Another hat-trick for his resume. 9-0 is the current scoreline, and we've had a 10-0 earlier today. That's in danger of being eclipsed. Challenge too strong for Bruno Hook on his opposite number 10 in Dylan Sheridan.
9, okay. Thank you.
And referee Scott Henry just wants a word to Bruno Hook. Ball was rolling and Scott Henry wasn't ready, so Joe Markey didn't really tick either box when playing that free kick, but all good now. Orton showed a bit of promise in his limited time, and he thought the ball was his. Dordan. Stu van der Wiel. Hook. Van Helden will go it alone. That's one where he might have been better, looking for another option. Although, given the form he's in, can you really begrudge him of chancing his arm or his foot more accurately from there? 2.5 to play, just about in the hour. Van Helden on it again. Hook will run beyond him. Bruno Hook, this for 10, and Sean Daly stops it. Van Helden. Hook. Sheridan will try and clear. He's got to be a bit careful. He did well, given what he was faced with. Chance over on the right-hand side for Orton, who swapped from the island left to right. Out of play. This, by the way, will be Ireland's heaviest Euros defeat, and heaviest defeat against any of the teams playing at this tournament. They lost 6-0 to Ukraine back at the 2016 Paralympic Games. And in terms of Euros, it was 6-2 against Ukraine. Their heaviest defeat coming into today, so this is uncharted territory, unwanted in that regard for Ireland. Van Helden on towards De La Cruz Victoria. So this just shows where Ireland's cerebral palsy football is at. They are the youngest team at this tournament by average age, coming in at just under 21, including 8 teenagers in the squad, so you can understand why this is why it is, given the inexperience with a lot of these players. Dordan wanted Stu van der Wiel. Sheridan was in ahead of him. Morrissey and Dordan battling for it. Foul there, and we will have some added time. Can't imagine it'd be much. We did have a drinks break earlier on in the half. Waiting to see an indication from our fourth official, Darrow Rojas, as to how long we'll get. And the answer is 2 additional minutes. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the 60 minutes.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes.
The free kick for Dylan Sheridan with a 3-man Dutch wall. Markey on the volley. Was he clattered as he played? He was by Sam van Helden. A little bit of a tough one. Both players trying to play the ball, and a raised foot because the ball was high meant that Markey got one where he was hoping not to get one. And Sam van Helden will be booked for it. No malicious intent in there at all, but you can understand the infraction and the card. Talks, by the way, about the heaviest loss for Ireland in European competition. This will be the Netherlands' heaviest win. They won 9-1 in the opener of their tournament back in 2023 against Italy. They've also won 7-0 twice, once over Denmark and once against Northern Ireland back in 2018. Might be equal with the Italy result if they can score here, the Irish, and the free kick was low from Hannon and behind for a corner. Might be the last act of the game if there is time to take it from Warren Morrissey. Corner goes short to Wharton, who will remember this day a long time, not for the result. The Netherlands romped to a 9-0 win. And they had so many who were brilliant in getting them there. Sam van Helden was spectacular. Bruno Hook was brilliant. And neither of the Netherlands goalkeepers were troubled at all. Full-time score from Loughborough University. It has finished the Netherlands 9, Ireland 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is time. Our final score is 9-0. What an amazing match. Please, can we have a round of applause for all of our players? As always, support the teams on social media, support IFCPF. You can watch the games back on the IFCPF YouTube channel. There will be one more game later today. Stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah? Okay, cool. That one in the middle.
Yes, so he's from you. Next review or review?
You can do a couple of years.
Here with Netherlands star Sam van Helden. We're just trying to work out where to go. I think we're fine here. But Sam, wonderful performance from you and your team. A 9-0 win over Ireland. Of course, another raft of goals to go with a growing CV now. You must be loving playing with this team.
Yes, I love it. The team, the trainers, the staff. We do it with all the people here, and it is so insane that we play so good. But Ireland is always a good team, very tough and very strong. And it's nice to be here and beat him 9-0. But yes, I'm very happy.
I bet you would be. Yesterday you played Germany and you're honoured with your 25th cap, a massive milestone. Just a word on how much that means to you to play 25 for your nation.
Yes, that's fantastic. The fuse is so good. I play. I can play 25 caps for my our nation. It feels fantastic. I'm very happy.
And there's some core this team now, isn't there? Of course, there's you, Bruno Hooks, 20, Lorenzo Kalkerven, really important in the World Cup too, Michiel Farsen, who made his debut today. How exciting do you think this is for Dutch CP football? You've got an incredible men's team, and there must be thoughts of maybe trying going all the way and winning this thing.
Yes, it's so good, the youth players, and that we can do this with the Netherlands CP team is. I have no words about it. It's a fantastic feeling. Yes, we are. Yeah, it's very good. The last years we are very impressive. I think, and I think we can better. But we are young, and also the older people here. Yes, the combination is very nice with staff, trainers, and players.
I think the watching world would agree that you're very impressive as a team, Sam. Congratulations for your performance and well done on the 9-0 win. You are our player of the match for this one. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, and have a nice evening.
And to you. So 9 for the Netherlands, without reply for the Irish. And in the end, it was a one-sided affair. We've seen a couple of those now in a row, but the Netherlands flexing their muscles to round out the games. From Group B today, we've got another absolute stormer coming for you. A repeat of the 2023 final, England looking for a bit of revenge, pardon me, against Ukraine. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else but the IFCPF YouTube channel. 6:30 is the scheduled kickoff time to see two giants of this game going at it. Until then, my name is Oliver Walker-Peel. A pleasure, as always, to have your company. Goodbye for now.